Sure, yeah, of course.
So just to start, and I'm sure you've had to answer this question 10,000 times now, but sort of what drew you to the character of Jean and the project Crazy Heart, and how did that sort of come together?
Um, the project was pretty. Oh, sorry, sorry, my phone is making a weird sound.
That's okay.
The project was pretty far along when they approached me about it. They had Jeff and T-Bone, and Robert Duvall was producing, and they already had their money when, or at least enough of it to, make a real offer when I read the script. And I guess I had an almost 2-year-old when I got the script, and I had worked some, but not really on anything that had been, that was totally consuming in the way that I was used to working. And, I've been focused so much on my daughter, and I kind of got to this point where I kind of needed something for myself. And Crazy Heart was that. I read the script, and I just, I really kind of got it. I really felt drawn to it. And I get that feeling, sometimes about projects, and I'm usually, my instinct is pretty good, with what I need, what I really should do, and what I want to do. And so that's how I got involved. And I met Scott and said I would do it.
And I mean, it obviously worked out. I really, really love the film, and your performance is fantastic. And I was hoping maybe you could talk about taking this in comparison to your other roles. What was something that was sort of particularly unique, maybe in the preparation process, or just what you got from being Jean for however long it was?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there was something really different about her. I think she's more vulnerable and more of a feeler than anyone else I've played. I think that has to do with a lot of things, including just getting a little older and becoming a mother. And, I think I used to think that the ideal thing to be in the world was strong, and to be as sort of fierce as I could be and strong as I could be, both in my life and in my work. And, not that I ever was particularly strong, but that was what I was going for, And I think as I've gotten older, what I value and what I think is important has shifted a little. And I think now I really think the bravest thing that I can do is feel, and be vulnerable. And I think I learned that in my work before I learned it in my life. And I sort of just found myself playing someone who had such an open heart even before I let my own heart be that open, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's something really sort of, I mean, it sounds weird, but beautifully soft about her or something. I can't really,
Yeah, yeah,
obviously.
yeah, I know. It's true, she is. She's soft, and sometimes she's really strong, and sometimes she's really weak, and just like a real woman,
Yeah.
And when I watch it, sometimes it's harder for me to watch some parts of that movie than it is anything I've done. And I've done some wild stuff, and I feel very vulnerable watching my work in that movie.
And I mean, the performance works in large part because of the chemistry that you have with Mr. Bridges. And just briefly, did you know him beforehand? And how did you was it sort of organic, that the chemistry or the rapport you guys obviously have on screen? How did that sort of come together, if you can explain that in words?
It was totally organic. I mean, that's your word, but I think it was very natural. I think we both knew that in order for the movie to work, we had to really, really fall deeply for each other, and these characters did. And I think in the 2 minutes that we first met, I had met him before. I met him at a premiere, and had a lovely little exchange with him. But we didn't know each other, and when we first met on the movie, although nothing was explicit, we didn't say anything out loud. I just felt like it passed between us. We both kind of were saying I'm up for anything. Are you up for anything? Yeah. All right, let's go down and do it, And we really did, and we love each other, and we came to love each other as friends and as people from working together. But really, it came out of the work, and also we work so similarly. I mean, I think my ideal way of working is his ideal way of working too, and we, meaning we just responded to each other all the time. We didn't figure out the best way to play a scene and then try to kind of stick the landing at each beat. Instead, we just let things shift and change, and we really did, let the scene play in so many different ways and never planned anything. And I think if you do that, I think you then have an infinite number of possibilities of how each scene will end, on what note it will end, how it will make you feel, how you'll express the things you feel. And I think he feels the same way, that's really, that's the most fun way of doing it. And so, and you always want to do it that way. I always kind of think I'm doing it that way, but like, you have to have a great, great partner in order to really do that.